In the past couple of months, I've been working on a game, and in this video, I'm going to talk about the game that I've been developing, and we are going to take a look at the game together. So stay with me. Hi there, this is Emmanuel. Welcome to my channel. So in this channel, we talk about software engineering, Flutter, game development, and these kind of things. And in today's video, we are going to take a look at the game that I've been developing for the past couple of months. And in the end of the video, I'm going to show you a small surprise. So please keep watching, and I've prepared a very small surprise for you. So let's get started. Everything has started with this platform. It is a web-based game platform called Poki, Poki.com. And I've been in a game development meetup, and someone introduced me this platform, and I found it interesting. So there are some games that you can see here in the homepage. For example, you can click and play. And here you can, let me play the game. Yeah. And here you can play the game, and you can show some ads. I don't know, maybe these are the items that you can get by watching an ad. And this way, developers can publish their games here, and they can earn money by showing ads. And yeah, so I just got interested into this platform, and I decided to build a game to publish here. And the point is that you cannot just publish the game. There are some steps that you can go through, then you are able to publish your game here. So it is not like Google Play and App Store that allows you to just publish the game and let the people play it. It works like in a way that you need to go through some steps, and finally when the game is published, they're gonna do the marketing and business part of it. So they're gonna show it to people, they're gonna advertise it. And yeah, so it was a big part of the challenge when I was developing a game. I mean, I could develop a game, but I couldn't do the marketing because it's not my business. And yeah, I decided to build a game for this platform. And something that was very interesting for me was this game, Blocky Blast Puzzle. And it is very simple. You can just put things in a row, and they got cleared when you put the blocks here. For example, take a look. Yeah, very simple. When you fill a line in vertical or horizontal lines, they get cleared, and you need to reach higher score. It's like the Tetris, so it's a very basic game. And yeah, so I've decided to build something similar, but with a little bit more challenges. So I came up with this idea. I thought maybe we can build a game that works like the same game that we were looking at, but rotated. So it is just like the horizontal and vertical lines, but they are rotated, and you need to also rotate your thoughts to be able to play the game. So you need to finish the diagonal lines instead of vertical and horizontal lines. And I called it TiliT. So it is like tilted T. As you see, the T here is tilted, it is rotated. And yeah, so I started developing it using Flutter. Using the simple shapes. For example, it is here. This is the Flutter version, so you can just finish a line, and I just implemented a simple animation for it. And as you see, when you finish the score, there's gonna be some particles, and as you noticed, it was laggy, so it was not smooth. So I'm gonna show it again. And now it was better because I think it was the second time. Maybe something is cached and we don't have the performance issue anymore. And yeah, but I decided to not continue with the Flame engine and Flutter because of a couple of reasons. So the first one is the performance. So let me open the inspector here. And in the Google Chrome's inspector, there's a performance tab. And here you can, for example, change the network speed to something slower to just test your application. Or you can slow down the CPU. For example, you can slow down the CPU 20 times slower. And it was something that I got worried about, because when you make the Flutter game 20 times slower, it doesn't work well. And I knew that in Poki's platform, there are a lot of users with old devices, and I wanted to have a super smooth game. And yeah, let me do it again. Performance, yeah, it's here. So it is 20 times slower, and let's see how it works. As you see, it is very slow, and we had the audio issue, if you heard. You see, it was one of the reasons that I've decided to not use the Flame. And yeah, the next one is the fact that when you want to publish your game in the Poki platform, the game should be able to load in offline mode. So they're gonna put the game in a place that it doesn't have access to internet, and everything should be offline, so the game should be able to load everything by itself. And the point is that we have some flags to do it in Flutter. For example, this flag, no web resources CDN, does the job, but the point is that there are some resources that are loading by the dependencies that I had. For example, I think Rive had the same issue. I think it loads something using the internet, and there might be other libraries that they load something from the internet, and this way it doesn't work in the Poki platform. And I know that I can work on it to find a solution, but it takes a lot of time. And as you know, it's the matter of time. I didn't want to sit and try to fix all of the issues that I have in the Flame and Flutter. And the same goes for the performance. I'm pretty sure that I could spend a lot of time to make it super performant and make it as smooth as possible and solve the issue, but I know that I needed to put a lot of time. And the other thing is the visual editor. So as you know, in Flame, we don't have the visual editor. Everything is inside the Dart code. But for example, the game engine that I chose is Cocos Creator, and here you have an editor and you can see the game components. And yeah, I'm gonna explain the details later. But for example, here we have a concept called prefab, and for example, we have the pickup entry here, and here you can just see how it looks with different colors and with different shapes. You know, it's the editor, and it allows you to edit the game faster and iterate much quicker than when you are using the code. And yeah, these are the reasons I decided to not use the Flame and continued with Cocos Creator. And the last thing is the Poki SDK. So if you open the Poki developers and open the developer guideline, you see that it supports these game engines, for example, Default, Construct Tree, Unity, Godot, and they have SDKs you can import. And they also have a very basic SDK, which is a JavaScript file for web-based games. So I just use that to implement a wrapper for Poki SDK. So it is here. I will put the link in the description. It is called Flutter Poki SDK, that is developed by me. And just a disclaimer here, as I wrote here, it is based on this date. I created the package on 2024 December, and I'm not going to develop it and keep it updated because I stopped using Flutter for this specific game. And yeah, but it's very simple. You can just put this script in your index.html file, and then you can just add the dependency. And in your web-based game, you can call PokiSDK.init, PokiSDK.gameLoadFinished. Yeah, you need to call this to let the Poki know how long does it take to load your game. So these are some data that they need. And this is for when the player starts using the elements of the game. For example, in my game, when they touch the pickup entry for the first time. And the other one is gameplay stop. It is for when the game is finished. For example, there's a game over or they're gonna see the next level. And we have commercial break and rewarded break. I think if you search Poki SDK, you are gonna see the SDK documentation. Yeah, this is what I was looking for. And you see the SDK documentation for different game engines, and there's one for HTML5 that I use to build a wrapper for Flutter. And yeah, these are the functionalities that I was talking about. For example, this is the init function that I also implemented it in Flutter. And we have the gameplay start, gameplay stop, and commercial break. So you can read the documentation to see what it does. And yeah, I've just implemented all the functionalities here. So you can just use it if you want to develop a game for Poki platform using Flutter or Flame. And yeah, so that's it with Flutter and Flame. Now I want to talk about the Cocos Creator. So this is the game that I've built using the Cocos Creator engine. So it has more shiny design because I've purchased a design from itch.io. Let me open my library. Yeah, it is here. Block Puzzle GUI pack. So it is $10. Then you can have access to the components that they designed. So I just use this design pack for my game in Cocos Creator. And as you see, it's like the same board. And yeah, the point is that I realized that people, they don't understand that it works in a tilted or rotated way. So I start using the horizontal and vertical lines. And when you reach here 100 points, I just rotate the board. And I do it again and again. So let's see together. Yeah, as you see, now everything is rotated and it is just like the same board that I've had in the Flutter game, in the Flame game. And yeah, this is like this. So as you see, there are some stars that are coming from here. So these are the things that I added gradually because I haven't continued with Flutter and I was working on the game that I will using Cocos Creator. And now we can just take a look at the inspector, and let me just slow down the CPU, for example, 20 times slower. And you see that it is not that bad. You can see the animation. You can play with the game, you know. And let me reach 100 point to see the rotation animation. Yeah, as you see, it is way smoother than the version that we had in Flutter. And the point is that I haven't done anything special to make it smooth. It is smooth by design for web-based games. So that's the point. Maybe if you publish your Flutter or Flame game in desktop, it is smoother than web. But the point is that the Cocos Creator engine is focused for web. So that's why I decided to use it. If you remember, we had a lot of issues when we slowed down the CPU for this game using Flutter. But here it is super smooth in 20 times slower CPU. But for the no throttling, you see that we don't have any issue here. Yeah, and if you are interested in other game engines, you can just search for Poki game engines. And here you can see a list of game engines that Poki is suggested. So you are free to use any kind of engine that you want to use. For example, they provided the HTML5 SDK, but the point is that these are the engines that they suggested. So for example, this is the official partner of Poki, this game engine. And here you see a rating for the, for example, file size of the empty project. It is 1 megabytes. And yeah, for example, we have Godot, which is 10 megabytes. You know, it is better to have a smaller file size because, as I said, people have low-end devices and they don't have high-end internet speed. So it is something that you need to consider. And yeah, these are the game engines. And here we have Cocos Creator. And yeah, as you see, the file size is 700 kilobyte for empty project, and it is perfect for web, and it is mostly 2D, but it is also able to render 3D. And yeah, so I just decided to go ahead with Cocos Creator. And if I want to show it to you, for example, here I have the, oh, this is something else that I wanted to talk about. For example, we have homepage, which is this one. We have the start button and the logo, and we have game page. And the point is that each of the directories, they have their own resources. For example, in homepage, I have only these images. For example, you can see the image here. It is used for the button, it is for the logo, and these are the leaves that you can see on the top and on the bottom. And yeah, so you can just load the homepage with minimum resources, and then you can load the game page in parallel. So at first user can see the home page without loading the game page, and then in parallel you start on the background to load the game page. And you know, it feels better to the user instead of loading everything at once, and this way user needs to wait, I don't know, 20 seconds to load everything to just see the home page. But this way you can just render the home page as soon as possible. The resources that are used for the homepage is loaded. So it just helps for the user to have a better experience. And in the game page, I have all the resources that I need to have for the game. For example, we have the audio files, or we have the images. For example, these are the images that we have in the game. For example, these are the tiles. Yeah, for example, we don't need to load these resources when we want to show the homepage because they are not used here. And yeah, this is one of the features that I really liked about the Cocos Creator. And also the visual editor. You know, for example, you want to change the home page in a way that you want to put two logos. For example, you can just drag drop here and put it here. Or you can just, I don't know, add a button, for example. You can just try to put it here. And yeah, it helps to iterate quicker. You know, you need to do a lot of changes. This is something that I'm gonna talk about in the Poki developer platform. And also we have a concept called prefab here. So as you see, we have a lot of prefabs, and prefab is a small part or component of the game that you can work on it individually. So for example, we have the progress bar. So when you open it here, you can see that this is the components that we have for the progress bar. It has a background, it has a bar, and here we have some properties. For example, you can change the progress to see how it looks like in the game. And yeah, you can change the colors here, for example, and you can change the size to see how does it look like, for example, in 100 size. And it really helps to design the game, and then you are able to put them in your game. For example, we have the game scene here, and you can just drag drop the progress bar here, or you can duplicate it to have another one here. And yeah, they have the same structure that I just showed you in the prefabs, and you can reuse the prefabs in the game. And yeah, so this is the Cocos Creator. I'm not going to talk about the details because there are a lot of sources that you can learn about it if you want to learn about it. And yeah, but I'm just want to mention the downside of it because it doesn't have a good particle system. It has something here, for example, if we create, you can see that it has a particle system, but it is not advanced one. So there are just a couple of properties here that you can modify, but I'm pretty sure it can be a lot more. For example, I remember in Unity you had the option to change the start color in a way that it chooses between a range of colors randomly. So here you can just select a single color for the start color. So you are not able to select a range. And also I remember in Unity you could change the sprite randomly. For example, here you have the sprite frame. I don't know, you can change it to 9 here, or you can change it to I don't know, to a bomb here. And the point is that I remember in Unity you could provide a list of sprite frames and it could use one of them randomly in every particle that it shows, but it doesn't have the such feature. And yeah, this is the downside that I didn't like about it. And the other one is lack of documentation and community. So there are some basic information and documentation about the game engine, but it is not as much as we have in Flutter or in Godot. Now let's get back to the Poki platform. So I'm gonna show you the developer portal that Poki has. So you create an account, then you can add your games here. For example, I have 3 games. And when you open the overview, you see that there are some steps to publish your game. So as you see, I'm still struggling to publish my game on Poki. I haven't been able to publish it yet. But yeah, it is simple. You just add your game, the zip folder of your game, and then you request for player feedback. And you have the shareable link, so you can give it to your friends. And then you have player fit test. So I'm gonna explain the difference between these two. The first one is play test, which is this one, player feedback. So in play test, you can see that I have a lot of play tests that I can play the video. For example, this player played 9 minutes. And yeah, the point is that when you request for a playtest, it just shows the game to 10 random players around the world. For example, you can click on the button here and you can choose a version to show the game. And here you choose the orientation, the portrait or landscape, and also the device type. And here you can optionally select a category or audience for your game. For example, I can select puzzle game for my game. And you can start the playtest. And the point is that it shows the game to 10 random players. For example, as you see on July 13th in the midnight, I requested a playtest, and these are the 10 recording that I've received. And here you can see the duration that they have played. For example, this player played 30 seconds, 19 seconds, and here we have 9 minutes. And you can just click on the play. So for example, we can see the 30 seconds play test here. Yeah, as you see, they just abandoned the game. They didn't continue playing the game. I don't know why. And yeah, here, for example, they played 19 seconds. For example, here 47 seconds. And when you play it, you can check the playtest recording. Yeah, for example, after placing this tile, they got disappointed and they just closed the game. And here, for example, we have a 9 minutes playtime. So I can show you that they played for 9 minutes. It seems this player enjoyed the game, and as you see, they played all the 9 minutes. But yeah, here they click on the restart button and Poki shows a commercial break, and then they just abandon the game. The game is in background. And the point is that we have a 48 minutes that is fake because the plays is 0. So it is the rounds that the player plays the game. For example, you see all of them are 1, but here they didn't play and they just left the game. Yeah, you see that game is in background. And yeah, so the way it works is like Poki shows a random question mark here in the platform, and when people click on that, they just show the game that you requested for playtest. And this way you can get a very good feedback. So as you see, you can check the video and you can understand how the player behaves with your game, and you can improve it and so on and so forth. And yeah, so this is the play test, and the second one is the player fit test. So the player fit test works like a way that it shows the game to 500 players, not only 10. And here you don't have access to the recording. It just shows the game to 500 random players around the world, and you can see the average playtime here. And as you see, I've been in 2 minutes and 42 seconds, and here 2 and 44 and 2 and 42. Yeah, as you see, I had some play times above 2 minutes, less than 3 minutes. And this is the ongoing one. As you see, it is in progress, and it showed the game to 224 players. And yeah, the point is that to be able to pass this stage, you need to have at least 3 minutes gameplay here. I don't know where they wrote it, but I'm pretty sure that it is like I said, you need to have the 3 minutes average play time when it is completed. So I hope that this time I hit the 3 minutes, because I've been struggling to increase the playtime from 1 minute to 3 minutes. You know, in the beginning, the limitation was 2 minutes. So you needed to just increase the playtime to 2 minutes. Then you could pass it and go for the next step. And I was trying to increase the playtime from 1 minute to 2 minutes. And I reached that. I reached 2 minutes and 10 seconds. And suddenly they changed the rule and they said that, okay, now it is 3 minutes. And I was like, shit. So yeah, at the moment it is 3 minutes. I hope they keep it like it is. They don't change it when I reach the 3 minutes. But yeah, it happened in the past. It was 2 minutes, and when I reached that, they just changed it to 3 minutes and I couldn't publish my game. And this one should be plus 25%, the engaged players that I already have it. So as you see, most of them, they have more than 25%, which is good. And yeah, I think after that they're gonna show the game to more audience, and then they're gonna take a look at the game and they're gonna give you the feedback. But yeah, at the moment I need to at first reach 3 minutes gameplay. Also, I decided to go with another version of the game. So if I just open it, this game uses the same components because it was really easy for me to keep the components and change the mechanic. And it is like you see a shape and you need to complete the shape using the components that you have. And here, for example, we have these shapes. And here, yeah, it gets challenging when you go, for example, I think from level 5 it is more challenging. No, it is not too much challenging. But yeah, you got the idea. You need to, you have a goal here. You need to finish the shape. And yeah, for example, it is a bit more complicated. And the point is that I didn't get a good result from this one. Also, for example, you can see that I could reach 2 minutes, which is not that much. I don't know why. But yeah, the point is that I'm not a game designer. I'm just a developer, but I'm trying to learn the game design concepts. And if you have any suggestion for the game, if you are a game designer and you know the tricks, for example, if I just add a simple component, or if I change the mechanic in a way that it's better, I could reach more. And please let me know if you have any idea or if you have any suggestion. And yeah, so the point is that the average gameplay time in their platform is about 6 minutes. And yeah, it's really disappointing that I'm struggling with 3 minutes. So I don't know what should I do to make it better. And if you have any feedback, I would be happy to hear that. You can write it in the comments, and I can apply your change to the game to see if it increases the playtime or not. And yeah, so that's it for this video. I'm gonna keep you updated if I could pass the 3 minutes and I could publish the game. Then I request you to play the game in the platform. But for now, I will put the playtest links in the description. Okay, now it's time for the surprise that I was talking in the beginning of the video. The point is that I know most of you, just like me, we put a lot of time on working and on the projects, and sometimes it's better for our health to do nothing and to just chill and relax. And that's why I want to invite you to watch these beautiful drone shots that I've taken from the Netherlands. And you can just relax for 2 minutes or 1 minute, I don't know, to just look at the view and do nothing. So I hope you enjoy it. And yeah, thanks for watching this video. See you next time. Bye.